Nancy? Okay, you're on, okay. So good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, July 9th, 2020. The time is 9:02 a.m. I'm officially calling this meeting to order. And Amy, would you please lead us in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I do not know why we are not getting a connection today.
Okay. One of our daily challenges. Okay, then, so attending our commission is Duncan, Brooks, and Fillios. Do we have any potential conflicts of interest? Hearing none. Any changes to the agenda? Hearing none. Deliberations, there are two in potential action item. The first one is case number CUP, which stands for Conditional Use Permit for anybody looking on. 19-0011, Poe Asphalt Paving, Inc., a request for the CUP for a restricted surface mine and asphalt batch plant on an approximately 93-acre site, 47 acres of which will be for the mine and asphalt batch plant. And Vlad, would you take over, please? Or is it Amy?
Yep.
Amy, you take it.
So it seems like this phone isn't working at all, Nancy. So. Okay.
Go ahead, Amy.
This case was heard on June 18th before the hearing.
Oh, there's your name.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, pull it in. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry about that. Thanks, David. So the case was heard before the hearing examiner on June 18th. Hearing examiner recommended approval for the asphalt batch plant and restricted surface mine on June 23rd, 2020.
Okay. So these are deliberations. Any discussion? No?
So do we normally have a presentation?
No, you don't want them anymore. Remember you told us you were reading them in the file.
Oh.
And you didn't need it unless it was controversial, and it's not.
No. That's...
Okay, so I presume there was no opposition?
There was.
There was one individual.
Number of people who voiced opposition.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me go to that page here. There was one individual that did attend the hearing, who voiced concerns about the health of the asphalt batch plant.
Okay.
Let me get a total for you on
I'm looking at
opposition here. Let's see here. We received 30 comments for the request, 1 in support, 28 opposed, 0 neutral, and 1 comment just inquiring about a zone change, and then one of those individuals attended the hearing. Yes.
So if it turns out that their projected hours become a problem, is that something we can change later?
I guess Director Callahan can speak to that.
Yes, it is, but we would need to call a public hearing
Okay.
to determine proper zoning. So we'd be reopening the case.
Okay.
You know, every time we do a CUP, that amends the zoning.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
so what we propose is what we think makes sense
Okay.
as conditions of approval, but if it turns out to be a problem, you or the Plan Commission could always instruct us to call a new public hearing. We'd take it through the process, go to hearing examiner and then to you,
Okay.
and everyone could weigh in along the way like they have
Just
on this
one of the start times was 5 a.m., so that was my only
Sure, well,
concern.
and if you get a second, you can change it right now to a different time.
What are the hours of operation?
Well, yeah, I can bring that up. It's actually in your packet. Would you
Page
like me to
4.
bring up the
It's-
PowerPoint
It's
for you?
page 4.
Okay.
So it's just the asphalt plant operation, 5 a.m. to 12 noon on Saturdays, and 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. So I'm just curious, I guess, as to how much noise is happening in the actual operation.
Yeah.
Because it may not be a lot of noise for the operation. It might just be when the trucks are being loaded and stuff like that. So I guess it's probably, I don't know if you can answer that.
Asphalt batch plants, I couldn't tell you the noise.
I can.
Okay.
You can.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, David.
The batch plant itself
Go right
is
ahead,
minimal.
Sandy.
Yeah, because it's not, our phone's not working. So, Oh, he's got an applicant on the line too. I don't know what to,
You want to use your cell?
Reboot the whole thing. Unplug it, electric, everything, and reboot it.
oh great, there's 2 holes.
That doesn't
And
work,
out.
crush it.
I don't know why anybody would have moved it. Even while we're waiting, go ahead, Director Callahan, go ahead.
As a general rule, batch plants themselves make little to no sound.
Okay,
The sound that you would hear, of course, would be the trucks driving in and out.
okay,
Every asphalt batch plant likes to start early in the morning because the only time they can do this work is in the summer because asphalt has to have a certain heat
Right.
in order to be applied properly. And so they like to start as soon as they possibly can. I think the issue here, Amy can weigh in, is the nearest neighbor is far enough away that even truck traffic shouldn't pose an undue problem.
Right.
Can you estimate far enough away?
Yeah. Let me look at, I think they were,
Is it 1,000 feet?
I think it's within 500 feet is the nearest residence. Yeah, so by code, they have to be 500 feet away anyway, anywhere on site from the nearest residence. But this one in particular would be within that, probably exactly 500 feet, depending on where they put the asphalt batch plant. There will also be a barrier, of course. They plan on having the perimeter treed to help with noise and any windroad areas where they store a lot of the debris. So that might help with the noise barrier.
So basically, 5 a.m. to noon is 6 days a week?
Let's see, asphalt batch plant, 5 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 weeks as needed for contract. And the other one on a Saturday, 5 a.m. to noon on a Saturday.
Okay, so now it's, let me see.
I'd be in favor of changing the hours on Saturday. I'd go to 7 a.m.
Welcome to My One
There you
Number.
go.
If you are the host, press please enter your
That's not gonna be it.
input.
Amy, how long has the batch plant been there?
Your input is
So it's not there
invalid.
now.
You
What
entered-
used to be there was,
proposed.
it's proposed,
Announce
yes.
yourself. Please, thank you.
And it
All
will-
right,
yep.
I think we're online now.
Pat?
Hi, who's on the line? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, Dave Davey.
Okay. And Pat, are you on? Oh, maybe he'll get back up.
Okay, so
And Mr. Davy, are you calling regarding the asphalt plant?
I am, yeah. Great.
Hi, Pat. Sorry about that. The phone just wasn't
Oh,
working
there you-
down here.
Okay, there, I'm glad I'm connected now.
Yeah.
Mr. Poe from Poe Asphalt was trying to connect also.
okay.
Okay. So that would be good if we could talk to him because we're concerned about the Saturday hours being 5 a.m. We just want to make sure that neighbors are not.
Yeah,
We
we're in
can't actually talk
deliberations.
with Mr. Poe. This is not a public hearing.
Oh,
We're in
These are
sorry.
deliberations.
Never mind.
But you have
Yeah.
authority to change conditions.
I
through
was
this
just
process.
going to say that, but I had something I
Okay.
was in mid-sip.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So we're in deliberations, so we'll proceed.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions? Yeah, go ahead, Amy,
Oh,
please.
you were asking about the asphalt batch plant?
Yes.
Just to confirm, it has not been, it's not there now and will only be built,
Operational?
assembled when they have a contract and will only be in operation during that contract, so.
When you say contract, is
Mm-hmm.
that, for example, a subdivision?
No, if they have a client that they're making asphalt
It
for.
could be, it
yeah.
could
Could also be the State Highway Department.
me now?
Yes, who is this?
Oh,
This is Brian Poe.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Mr.
I had trouble getting on the line there.
Yeah,
Okay, so Mr. Poe, we're actually in deliberations right now, so we're in the process. We typically do not take public comment during deliberations, and so we will be proceeding, but obviously you're certainly welcome to listen in.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so, all right, so the plant goes operational per contract, on a contract-by-contract basis.
Correct. And then disassembled after the contract is over.
Okay.
That's key.
Any idea roughly how many times this might happen in the course of a season? Is it weekly?
Yes, it could be.
Yeah. Could be.
Asphalt plants are highly dependent on contracts, and we have at least a half dozen of them that I know of in the county.
Okay.
And they're all vying for the same work.
What's the, okay, so what are the season, what is the typical season? I know you say it's summer,
It's all,
but is it
that's
April to
spring,
September?
Summer, fall. It's
Spring, summer,
temperature
fall.
related.
Okay, got it, all right. Does anyone else have any questions?
my only
I
concern.
was just going to say, a lot of times if the weather holds out, the paving season can go into November.
Okay,
So my only concern with taking 2 hours away of operation is if it's true that, the person is far enough away where the sound is not going to affect them, then I probably wouldn't be inclined to change the hours at this point.
yeah.
I guess that's,
How do you feel?
I say keep it the same. I mean, everything David's department has told us, it's not a nuisance. People may not like it. I don't think I'd like it, but I don't think it's something that we need to start changing their hours and hence how well they can make a living during the time allotted.
Yeah, I'm still going to press for the 2 hours, from 7 to noon on Saturday. And the reason for that is, while there might not be any noise from the plant, there's certainly noise from the trucks. I probably live, as the crow flies, 1,000, maybe 1,000 feet from Route 95 in Cougar Gulch, and it is rather noisy. And so with the degree of opposition that came up during the public hearing, I think it's a minimal concession to go to a 2-hour shorter operation on Saturday and at least give the folks a chance to get a couple more hours sleep. So that's my reasoning. Does anyone else agree?
well, just with yeah, I mean, it's just hard to tell because I live probably 1,000 feet from 95 as well. And that's like 24 hours, so that it doesn't affect us. I'm fine with having to address it again if it comes up, if there's sufficient complaints later on, but I hate to just assume that they are going to be a problem.
And I think I can go for that as long as we can set a time limit at which time we might consider readdressing it, or do you just want to wait for public outcry? Well, no, I'm being sincere. I mean, I could very easily motion that after 45 days we give it another look.
What if you gave it, 45 may not be enough. What if you gave it 3 months? Because then
Yeah, I was going to suggest 90 days also.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I think that would be a reasonable
Okay,
amount
let's
of
do
time
it.
to evaluate that.
So then would we say something, how would the motion read, Pat, and would it come back before us in 90 days? Or if there are no complaints, it wouldn't need to come back before us?
That would be within the board's discretion to decide that.
So then the motion could read that we will revisit this in 90 days upon board discretion? Or revisit
or if-
hours of operation?
You could either just make it a hard 90 days, or say if any complaints are received, within 90 days we'll review it.
Okay.
I would think those would be the two best options to choose from.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just do a hard review after 90, because if we get 2 complaints, that may be insufficient. On the other hand, we could get 20 or 25, so let's just revisit it in 90 days.
Whoever's got the dog, please mute your phone.
Oh, I will. Sorry, Bill. That's me.
Woof, woof.
I'm glad it's not my house. Anyway, let's go. Do you want me to
Well,
make?
I guess I still don't want to take the time for staff to review it after 90 days if there's no complaints. So, let me try this.
Okay, go ahead.
I move that we approve CUP 19-001 Poe Asphalt Paving.
0011.
0011 Poe Asphalt Paving Incorporated, with an opportunity to review in 90 days if sufficient complaints are received regarding hours of operation.
I second the motion.
We can decide.
No.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried for case number CUP-19-0011. Okay, moving on to our second. Case number MSP 19-0007, Pinewood Estates, a request by Daum Construction LLC for preliminary approval of a major subdivision consisting of 12 residential lots on 62 acres, 4 existing parcels of land on the, in the rural zone. Vlad, please.
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, Vlad Finkel with Kootenai County Community Development. I'm not going to repeat the details that you just described. I will just add that the request is located at the intersection of Chilka Road and Ramsey Road on the west side of Ramsey. The applicant expects to or anticipates extending Chilka Road southwest to provide access to all 12 lots. These lots will be approximately 5 acres in size. They will be provided services with individual wells and individual septic systems. This is a pretty straightforward request. It's consistent with surrounding development, doesn't seem to stand out or be controversial by any means. We did receive some opposition, but folks really didn't explain in detail the issues or concerns. In our view, based on a site visit and working on numerous projects in the area, I don't see how this project could be detrimental to the surrounding development. The hearing examiner heard this request on June 18th and subsequently recommended approval. The applicant is required to comply with the conditions of approval and bring a final application within 2 years of the approval and show evidence of compliance with the conditions by constructing infrastructure or bonding as necessary based on the estimates by a licensed engineer, which will either be held by the county or by the appropriate agency with jurisdiction. I stand for any questions.
My only question is, there was a claim that everything around there was 10 acres and that that's what the zoning was, but I didn't find that.
Folks in the community claim various things and doesn't make it factual. The rural zoning allows for division of land up to 5 acres. Just because adjoining parcels have not been subdivided or may be subdivided in the near future, that should not be a hindrance for somebody to exercise their right to pursue a division of land as prescribed in our code.
I understand that. I read the person's objection, and they said 20 years ago, we had to have 10 acres. It was required. Is that true?
I don't think, I recall that maybe there had to.
I've checked the zoning in the rural zone, and it hasn't changed since 1973.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's a 5-acre minimum.
So assuming it's been zoned rural all this
Okay, I
time, it's
just wanted
been
to
a
make that
5-acre
clear
minimum
that-
all this time.
Sometimes people's
Right.
memories are faulty.
Yes.
I think there was something from the highway districts in terms of access that perhaps limited the acreage for entering a public right-of-way.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, let's go.
All right, I move that we approve case number MSP 19-0007 Pinewood Estates.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Public comment. Hearing none. 9:22, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.